Okay, namaste everyone. So, I'm Dr. Vinod from Rishikesh, India. So today I'm going to discuss about back problems, spine related problems, what is the management according to Ayurveda and yoga, how we can treat. So back problem. So today we will discuss about back problems, what is the management according to Ayurveda and yoga. So let's start for today. Just a little bit like network problem. I'm going to start soon. Hi Jole. You can see me on Instagram also, Facebook, on my Facebook page, Ayush Kama School of Yoga and Ayurveda. You can watch me there. You can see me there. Okay. Hi Jole. Uh, are you able to open? You can see me. Hi. Okay, so let's start for today. So today, again, I'm repeating, today our topic for discussion is back pain or our spine related problems. What is the management according to Ayurveda and yoga? So for back pain, like see, our diagnosis, our line of treatment, again, is differ from the modern system of medicines. So for back pain in Ayurveda, we are saying Kati Sula. Kati Sula. What is the Kati Sula? Kati means back, Sula means pain. Or if the pain radiating toward the leg, if the pain radiating toward the leg, like especially like sciatic nerve compression, then we is a one disorder in Ayurveda name is Girdasi. Is a one disorder in Ayurveda name is Girdasi. So we are comparing Girdasi with the sciatic nerve compression. So today, again, like what is the back pain? What is the sciatic nerve compression? What is the another spine related problems? So our view for diagnosis is differ. The simple basics again, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. These are our dosha in our body. These are our dosha in our body. When our dosha balance, we are healthy, and when dosha disturbs, we have imbalance. So, especially with the back pain, when the pain start to radiate in our body, so why we have pain? In Ayurveda, we always try to find out the cause, like why the problem is coming. So especially spine related problems or back pain is most of the time due to our bed posture or our lifestyle, especially long sitting hour work, like when you are working in front of computer, laptop, 3-4 hour or 5 hour regular, then poor circulation, we are not getting the proper supply for our back muscles. Then slowly our muscles weak. If we are not getting proper blood supply, we have weak back muscles, and then we have weak back muscles. So when you have weak back muscles, when you are doing wrong posture, when you are doing wrong postures, in the beginning, what you feel? You feel some pain, you feel some stiffness, you feel some inflammation. So according to Ayurveda, how we see what kind of the imbalance is there, how we see what kind of imbalance is there. So especially whenever is the circulation related problems, according to Ayurveda is a Vata problems. According to Ayurveda is a Vata problems, because Vata for circulation. Whenever in our body we have disturbed circulations, is indicate Vata problems. And in yoga, how we understand better, like yoga, we are saying it's a prana energy, prana flowing all over the body. Whenever we are lacking prana in our body, we have imbalances. We feel pain. What is the pain? Pain is sensation. Pain is sensation. Sense of pain is Vata. Or some part of your body is lacking prana, some part of your body disturbing Vata, we are feeling pain. So all our body cells need prana energy. Whenever we are lacking prana energy, we feel pain. So now again, whenever the pain starts, neck pain, back pain, joint pain, it's indicate it's a problems with the circulation, it's a problems with the nerve. So compared to Ayurveda, so we are saying it's a Vata problems when is the pain. Now, what is the Pitta condition here? How to understand the Pitta? So Pitta is fire. What is the fire? Pitta is fire. So whenever we have imbalance with the Pitta, then we see some kind of inflammation, some kind of burning sensation, some kind of sore muscles. You feel burning, you feel inflammation. Then we are saying, oh, it's a kind of Pitta imbalance also. So sometimes pain and inflammation, so we are saying it's a kind of Vata Pitta problems. Or how to understand about the Kapha? Kapha, water and earth. So when you have like some stiff muscles, some tense muscles, you feel some stiffness in the muscles, some tension in the muscles, some swelling in the muscles, is indicate is a kind of Kapha involvement also, it's a Kapha imbalance also. Or itself muscles, Kapha nature, the weak muscles is a Kapha imbalance. So again, make it easy, Vata for circulation. So whenever we have pain or nerves involvement, numbness, tickling sensation, pinning pain, it's indicate Vata. Whenever we have inflammation, burning sensation, inflammation, burning sensation, or red and hot on that area, sore muscles, we are saying it's a kind of Pitta involvement also there. Or whenever we have some stiff muscles, some tense muscle, some swelling in the muscles, some weak muscles, is indicate some kind of Kapha involvement also there. So it can be Vata Pitta conditions, it can be Vata Kapha conditions. So in Ayurveda again, so we are saying it's a kind of, in Ayurveda we are saying back pain can be Vata Pitta, back pain can be Vata Kapha. So this is the simple. Now if you see, it's the two kind of conditions we have to diagnose. Is a muscular pain or is a neurological pain? Is a muscular pain or is a neurological pain? The simple muscular pain, most of the time we see with the movement, like you are practicing yoga, first week your muscles aching, you are doing trekking, your muscles aching, is like muscular pain. You do the movement of neck or back, if you feel some stiffness or tension, then it's like muscular pain. But when pain start to radiate, radiate into the arms, radiate into the leg, then it's a nerves involvement, then it's a neurological condition. Then it's a nerves involvement, then it's a neurological condition. So we should differentiate also it's a muscular pain or it's a neurological pain. So again, like here as a basic introduction, I try to explain because all theory in Ayurveda based on Vata Pitta Kapha, and today our topic for discussion is the back pain. So like how we are diagnosing according to Ayurveda, what is the back pain problems, why the problems is coming. So simple, most of the time is due to our bad posture or sometime obesity. When you are overweight, is a lot of weight and is compressing the nerve also, or sometime problems start with the roadside accident, accidental injury is possibility. So there are different causes for the back related problems. So again, all back problems, it doesn't mean like it's involvement of nerves also. Sometimes it's like simple muscular pain. But when the pain start to radiate, then we are saying it's a neurological conditions. So it's a one disorder in Ayurveda, name is Gardhasi. Is a one disorder in Ayurveda, name is Gardhasi. What is the Gardhasi? Gardhasi, we are comparing with the symptom with the sciatica. It's a, in the modern terms, is a one disorder name is sciatica. What is the sciatica? Sciatic is a nerve. Sciatic is a spinal nerve. And this nerve supply to our lower limb. This nerve supply our lower limb. Sciatic nerve is a combination of lumbar nerve and sacral nerve. These two nerves supply our lower part. Is a modern view. So how we are making diagnosis in the modern view? Like when you are doing forward bending, when you try to do forward bending postures, if you feel pain in the back and is radiating toward the leg, when you are doing forward bending and like simple, like when you bend, it's a more strain on the muscles, then muscle strain compress the nerve, and when it is coming to the nerve, we feel pain. So forward bending, if the pain is radiating, so we are saying it's a kind of radiating pain, is a nerves involvement. I just explain you, it's a one disorder in Ayurveda, Gardhasi. So this Gardhasi we are comparing with the sciatic nerve compression. According to Ayurveda, this imbalance a kind of Vata Pitta imbalance. According to Ayurveda, this imbalance is a kind of Vata Pitta imbalance because pain is radiating. And here I'm telling you like how we are making diagnosis when you are doing forward bending. So when you try to do forward bending, it's more strain on the spine and start to compress the nerve and pain start to radiate toward your leg. Then we are saying it's a sciatic nerve. And same symptoms with the Gardhasi. So it's a Vata Pitta involvement. It's a Vata Pitta imbalance because it's a severe pain, it's a radiating pain, person can't move, and then it's a continuous pain also in the beginning. So in acute condition is radiating pain, but when is the chronic conditions like lumbar spondylosis, Spondylosis like a degenerative conditions. When degeneration of nerves, degeneration of muscles start, what the symptoms we are looking? When the degeneration start, then numbness, you are feeling tingling sensation, numbness, or if you are not caring, is a possibility of paralysis also. Like a spinal breakdown, nervous breakdown, no sensation at all. So how we can understand in Ayurveda, like Vata, the Vata we are saying is for our nerves, for our sensation. But like when it is a breakdown, when we are not feeling any sensation, then it's a Vata problem. It's a degenerative conditions. So again, come to the point, back pain, normal back pain with the postures, long sitting hour work, poor circulations, muscles weak, muscles tired, we have back pain. In chronic condition, when more stiff muscles, sore muscles, tense muscle start to compress the nerve, then we have problems. Then pain start to radiating. We are making diagnosis with the symptoms in Ayurveda, and modern view, we are going for X-rays, we are going for MRI, resonating image. So what we are finding there, we are looking the compression of the nerve, like herniated disc, intervertebral disc inflamed, slip disc. So like in all conditions, it's a compression on the nerve. So Ayurveda is so simple. We have very effective treatments. We have very effective treatment for low back related problems or sciatic nerve compression problems. So now is the management, like how we are doing the treatment in Ayurveda. So again, our diet, our food, very important in Ayurveda. What kind of food is good and what kind of food is not good? If you have Vata problems or Pitta problem, diet is very important, food is very important. Simple way. Whenever we are doing consultation, like just today our topic is back pain. So pain related problems, stiffness, inflammation, so bad Vata food, bad Pitta food, bad Kapha food, not a good idea. Example, make it easy. You have stiff muscles, you have tense muscles, you have stiff muscles, you have tense muscles, you have stiff muscles, you have tense muscles. So what is this? It's a kind of Kapha involvement, and you are drinking cold water, you are eating ice cream, you are going for cold shower. So what happens? Stiffness will aggravate. Simple concept. When it's cold, muscles constrict. When it is warm, muscles relax. The cool nature food not good during the conditions of stiffness. Cold drinks, ice cream, cold shower, not a good idea. Warm water, warm shower is good. Or the food make ama, the food make toxins in our body, hard to digest. Example, especially in the painful condition, inflammatory conditions, Vata Pitta conditions or Vata Kapha conditions, yogurt, curd, not good. Yogurt, curd, not good. Why? Same, it can disturb Vata also, it can disturb Kapha also. It's a very strong connection of the pain with the food in Ayurveda. And in modern view, no connection. If somebody have the back pain, most of the people ask, what kind of food is good for me? I have problems with the pain, I have joint pain. No concept of food. So in Ayurveda, it's a concept of food very important. So simple, make it easy. So like just cold drinks, ice cream, cold shower, yogurt, curd, buttermilk, not a good idea. And black lentils, heavy beans, if it is hard to digest, not a good idea during the back pain conditions also. Back pain, Tulasi, another simple concept, like location of vata below the navel, location of pitta, navel region, location of kapha, lung and chest region. So back related problems, vata problems, because location of vata below the navel. So if somebody have constipation, these people have more problems of vata, more back problems, more joint problems, and more nerve compression. So our digestion should be good. That's why the food is very important in Ayurveda if you have the back problems. The food is very important in Ayurveda if you have back problems. So constipation is vata. Constipation is the dry colon. And that area, if we have problems with the vata, so that indirect way constipation cause back problems also. The food is very important. Cold drinks, ice cream, cold shower, black lentils, and now bad pitta food also, lemon, pickles, vinegar, too much spicy, too much chili, not good in Ayurveda during the painful condition. Now what is good? Like for prevention also, or if somebody have problems, like a home remedy or like simple some herbs or some spices we can use. So we can try ginger. Ginger is wonderful. Ginger formulation, simple way. Like in India, we have a lot of option of herbs and formulation. But like another part of the world, if you are facing this problem, so ginger should be the part for your diet. Ginger is really helpful for circulation. It's very good for your vata pitta balance. You can try ginger formulation, ginger tea, ginger in your cooking. Or second important, use of garlic is wonderful. Garlic is really helpful for back problems, joint problems, sciatic nerve compression problems. So you can use garlic, you can use ginger. But again, ginger hot nature, garlic hot nature, somebody have pitta problems, they can't eat ginger. So then how to use ginger? So you can cook ginger in the milk. You can drink ginger milk. You can drink turmeric milk. You can drink golden milk. It's helpful. Or same with the garlic. What we can try? Like 5 to 10 gram of garlic. Peel the garlic. Crush. Add 1 cup of milk and 3 cup of water. If somebody after eating garlic have gassy, bloated, gastritis, so what to do? Just peel the garlic, 5 to 10 gram of garlic, add 1 cup of milk, add 3 cup of water, then boil on a sim flame, reduce to 1 cup. When it is 1 cup, then strain, filter it and drink this empty stomach in the morning. So we can use this kind of home remedy. So garlic formulation, ginger formulation, or if person can digest very specially like just is castor oil, we can try castor oil also. 1 spoon, 5 to 10 gram, 5 to 10 ml of castor oil you can try, mix with the warm water, mix with the warm milk. You can use this just to clean if somebody have constipation. So like a home remedy, or like just with the natural herbs or some ingredient, garlic, ginger, or castor oil, we can try this kind of herbs. So what food is good and what is not good, I try to explain you. Now, what is the management? What is the treatment? In Ayurveda, if somebody have back problems, somebody have sciatic nerve compression problems, so simple. Please try to understand what is the concept of Ayurveda therapy, how Ayurveda therapies work. So Ayurveda therapy especially In Ayurveda, like we do different treatments, different therapies. What the concept of therapy is? Make the toxins soft. To take out the toxins from your body, detox your body, clean your body, improve circulation, and with the help of massage, with the help of sweating techniques, with the help of another therapy, we try to relax the muscles. We try to strengthen the muscles. When muscles relax, then less compression on the nerve. When muscles relax, then less compression on the nerve. And when you have the less compression on the nerve, you feel much better. So with the help of Ayurveda therapy, we try to make toxins soft. We try to relax the muscles. When our muscles relax, then less compression on the nerve and we feel much better. And Ayurveda is a combination. So in Ayurveda treatments, like we are giving medicines also, internal herbs also, we are giving external therapies also. So these herbs, this therapy try to balance our dosha. And now we suggest posture also. Like some of you are a yoga teacher, yoga so popular, so many postures, asana, very good for back problems, but its limitations, like when you have back pain, when you have radiating pain, you can't do postures. It's a drawback, it's a limitation. You try to do practice asana, back pain start. You try to do forward bending, back pain start. You are lifting heavy weight, back pain start. So what to do? First go for Ayurveda with the diet, with the food, with the Ayurveda therapy, and then practice posture after. Is the two part, posture after, asana after, or it should be the part for our lifestyle. A person should do some special posture for your spine, for flexibility of the spine. So what the benefit of these postures, what the benefit of this asana, what the benefit for these postures, what is the benefit for this asana? Benefit for the asana and posture is strengthening the muscles. Special posture, strengthening the muscles, tonify the muscles. When muscles is strong, then you will never have back pain. So a lot of people who have the history about the back pain, they start to practice special postures. I will share some name of asana also. Then if you are practicing every day, then you will see it's improve a lot. It's helpful a lot. But during painful conditions, during inflammatory conditions, we are not able to do postures. Then follow Ayurveda food, Ayurveda diet, or Ayurveda therapy. In a brief, I am going to discuss like what kind of the treatments we are doing. These are Ayurveda treatment. Few treatment we can do ourselves, but for few treatment we need help. In Ayurveda center, our trainer, our therapist, so we do some treatment like some panchakarma treatment, some cleansing treatment, some detox treatments helpful, but simple way. What were the treatments we can try? So first treatment, Baluka Swedan. Baluka Swedan. What is the Baluka Swedan? We are hitting the sand and salt. Hitting the sand and salt. Heat up and pour in the thick cloth, make a ball and pounding. Gentle pounding on the back problems. It's a hot treatment. It's a without oil treatment. What it will do, it improves circulation, it relaxes the muscles, and it melts the toxins also. So Baluka Swedan we can try. Then if it is degenerative condition, then we can do very special treatment in Ayurveda. Name is Kativasti. Kativasti. Kativasti, what is this Kativasti? We are making a dough with the wheat flour and make a ring around the back on affected area and pour some warm medicated oil. So how this oil work? Oil kapha nature. Oil absorbs, try to relax the muscles, strengthen the muscles. It's a wonderful treatment in chronic degenerative conditions of sciatic nerve compression. So we can do Baluka Swedan, we can do Kativasti. In Ayurveda, another important therapy is Marma therapy. Very helpful for back problems, sciatic nerve compression problems, special techniques. To remove the blockage of energy, improve the flow of energy, Marma therapy really helpful. Or cupping therapy is also helpful. We are doing cupping therapy also. On the special Marma point, we fix the vacuum's cup and pull out the toxins from our body. Massage is good, but again, not hard massage, not strong massage, very gentle, very soft massage we suggest, or some kind of sweating techniques. There are some traditional treatment like Pindasvedan, Patra Pindasvedan. We can do some bandage also, make a paste of some herbs. Yes, Yasmin asked me about like we can add salt also in sand. Yeah, we can add sand and salt is a good option. Equal quantity of sand, equal quantity of salt. You can mix together and heat up. Then it's more effective. So you can add salt, Yasmin. Okay, so Baluka Svedan, Kativasti, Marma therapy, Patrapinda Svedan, Nadi Svedan, massages, or some kind of herbal bandage. We are making the paste of some herbs, especially with the ginger, turmeric, or salt. We make a paste and apply on the affected region and leave it all night. This kind of home remedy is really helpful for joint problems or back related problems or sciatic nerve compression. Then internally, some herbs for preventions we can try. Both neurological and muscular conditions, ashwagandha, you can try ashwagandha, is really helpful for the muscles, strengthening your muscles, strengthening your nerve. Ashwagandha is really helpful for neurological conditions. Ashwagandha, okay, Ruth asking me, please write, okay, I will write to you later. I'm trying to write here if I can. Let's see. Ashwagandha. I think everyone know about this. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is very ashwagandha. So ashwagandha is ashwagandha. We can use ashwagandha. Yes, it's very good. It's a kind of nervine tonic. We can try. Ashwagandha is really helpful. Or ginger. We already discussed like ginger, garlic, ashwagandha. We can try ginger, garlic, ashwagandha. So these herbs very helpful, but like in Ayurveda, we have another classical formulation. What is this classical formulations? These are some rasa formulations. These are medicines. These are herbomineral formulation like Ekangivir rasa, Britva Chintamani rasa, but these are medicines. Or some Guglu formulation, Tirudashang Guglu, Mahayogaraj Guglu, but these are medicines. Like if it is needy, we suggest some medicines also. So again, it's a combination. We can like food, diet, lifestyle, we can use or external therapy. And now some posture, some asana, really helpful. Like if you want to prevent, if you want to like just away from this kind of back problem, so in the routine, please try to do the practice of this yoga postures. What yoga postures good? So all this yoga posture is very special for strengthening for your back muscles. So like especially there are some supine postures. Supine postures means like lie down on your back. Lie down on your back. And what is the postures? Like first postures you can practice, name is Setu Bandha Asana. Setu Bandha Asana. Setu Bandha Asana is bridge pose. You can practice bridge pose. It's really helpful for the low back muscles, strengthening the muscles. Setu Bandha Asana you can practice. Or Pavan Mukta Asana is very good for the flexibility of the spine. All the posture from Hatha Yoga. Setu Bandha Asana, Pavan Mukta Asana, Setu Bandha Asana, Pavan Mukta Asana, Jathar Parivartana Asana, Jathar Parivartana Asana is helpful. Setu Bandha Asana, Jathar Parivartana Asana. We can try these postures, and then some posture, especially prone postures, lie down on your belly. Very special posture for the flexibility of the spine, Bhujanga Asana, Cobra pose. Bhujanga Asana, Cobra pose, you can try. And special posture for sciatic nerve compression. Special posture for sciatic nerve compression is Salabh Asana. Salabh Asana. You can read more about this. There's a lot of information about this posture, easily available. For the low back pain, especially radiating pain, is a one posture name is Salabh Asana. So Cobra pose, Lotus pose, Bridge pose, we can practice this asana. But simple variations, not advanced variation. In the beginning, simple variation, not advanced variation. We can practice advanced variations also. If somebody don't have any history about the back pain, then they can practice chakrasana. They can practice chakrasana, wheel pose. They can practice dhanur asana, bow pose. So these are the some postures we can try. So Ayurveda is the combinations, and we should be confident like we can do the cure, we can do the treatments also, and it's a very effective treatment. Actually it's a lack of awareness. It's a lack of awareness, like we can't treat this kind of problems, we can. But again, like Ayurveda view is simple, like try to find out the cause, why the problem is coming. Like I have back pain, but still I'm sitting long sitting hour. I'm not doing any postures. I'm not doing any asana. So like how is it possible? Or sometimes it's accidental injury also. So we can do treatments. Okay, so Root asked me like okay, I lost a lot of weight in this month, and what I have more back pain, what I can do? Cobra pose, yes, Cobra pose good. You can try Cobra pose. You can try Salabh asana. I'm writing again Salabh asana. You can search, it's very effective. Salabh asana. It's a very special posture. You can try this posture also. Okay, Anupriya, you asked me about like, okay, sir, you can help me, please give me some information on herbs which help cancer. Okay, actually this is like we have some special herbs also, like what kind of the herbs is good for cancer, like especially to develop your immune system. We have some classical formulations also, but like basically if you ask me, Tulsi, basilica, turmeric, tulsi, turmeric, wheatgrass, or guduchi. These are some simple herbs easily available everywhere. For prevention we can try this kind of medicine. But again, when we are talking about the cancer, so that cancer is is a group of disease. We have to do the proper consultation. This is not like a single medicine. If you ask me tell me like one medicine for the cancer, no. We have to do the proper consultation. Then we have to find out the what kind of the imbalance of dosha. Then we will make a formula for the cancer patient. But we have to find out first what kind of the cancers. Again, we are making diagnosis with the modern way like cancer, but like again in Ayurveda we have to do consultation, then we can explain you better. It's not like what kind of the cancer, what dosha involvement is there. So better to do consultation. Then we can explain better. Okay. So today I try to explain you about the back pain and okay, how do I get diagnosis? Okay, sorry. So Anupriya, like just see, it's my WhatsApp number, or like how to do consultation. So like you do one thing, like on the same you can text me personally, or I'm sharing my WhatsApp number also, or you can message me on my Facebook on the same. Then I will share you the detail how we can make appointments and how we can do consultation. Okay, so so today I try to explain you about the back related problems, and hopefully and thanks for the joining. And still, like if you have some question, so please text me personally, or like you can text on the Facebook, or you can WhatsApp me, and then I will tell you more. So what is your Facebook ID? I will share you, Anuprita. I will share you later. Okay, I will share you. Okay, so thanks very much for today. And today we discuss about back pain, and I will inform you before now it was my dream actually to aware people more and more about Ayurveda. It's awareness. Like when we aware people, then it's really helpful for the person also, like what is the actual Ayurveda. Okay, so one more things. Okay, thank you. Yes, thanks very much for everyone. Thanks for your time, and we will be in touch. So thank you. Stay healthy, stay at home. Namaste.